Well, social satire and horror writers have long warned us about the danger we're living through today. It's like a monster from the Twilight Zone that does strike between the pit of our fears and the summit of our knowledge. And after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Utah's governor identified the monster in this interview on NBC's Meet the Press.
I believe that social media has played a direct role in every single assassination and assassination attempt that we have seen over the last 5-6 years.
Like the Matrix, it warps human perception and keeps people wired and trapped in a bubble. Like the Truman Show, it follows them everywhere and exploits their fears. And like Poltergeist, it knows what scares you.
What we have done, especially to our kids, it took us a decade to realize how evil these algorithms are.
Radicals used to be isolated within their own communities, and now social media connects them while it reduces face-to-face interaction for everyone else. And it hooks people into scrolling by presenting a caricature of reality tailored to whatever makes them angry and afraid. For Republicans, it stokes a fear of Democrats.
The Democrat Party is a party of violence.
And for Democrats, it stokes a fear of Republicans.
Inherently, in like who you are, y'all are violent.
See, the algorithms send Democrats a stream of information that amplifies right-wing violence. The massacre in a black church in Charleston, the deadly car attack in Charlottesville, attempted mail bombings targeting President Biden, President Obama, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and other critics of Trump. A plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the hammer attack on Paul Pelosi, drive-by shootings in New Mexico targeting Democrats, an arson attack on Governor Josh Shapiro, Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota shot and wounded, a former House Speaker and her husband killed, and the January 6 rioters who attacked police officers and tried to stop the certification of the election, which, by the way, Democrats and Republicans called terrorists at the time.
These were anarchists and terrorists.
Taken over by domestic terrorists.
Meanwhile, those same social media sites feed Republicans a different stream of information. Their feeds may cast the rioters as patriots while amplifying violence from the left. I see the violence in Berkeley, the mayhem in Portland and Seattle on fire, the clashes during the George Floyd protests, and violent attacks against Republicans. The congressional baseball shooting that nearly killed Steve Scalise, the attempted assassination of President Trump in Pennsylvania, the attempted assassination of President Trump in Florida, and the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
I'm not going to mince words with you all. Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings.
There is tragically far too much violence coming from both ends, but the algorithms make it appear as if it's coming mainly from one side or the other, depending on which side you're on. See, that widens the rift and incites anger that keeps people addicted to scrolling and trolling, which happens to drive the greatest profits ever made.
These companies, trillion-dollar market caps, the most powerful companies in the history of the world, have figured out how to hack our brains, get us addicted to outrage, which is the same type of dopamine, the same chemical that you get from taking fentanyl, get us addicted to outrage and get us to hate each other.
Going back to the attack on Steve Scalise in 2017, he thankfully recovered. But right after the shooting, his friend and former Congressman David Jolly pointed out something that does raise another issue.
My friend, and I mean friend, Steve Scalise, member of Congress who was recently shot in the hospital. The hospital issued a statement saying he's in critical condition. And a Twitter follower with thousands of followers said, "You're wrong, he's in stable condition." Now, they were telling the hospital that the hospital was wrong.
Yes, the age of social media has made it harder for people to distinguish what is true and what isn't. And the emergence of AI deepfakes is making it worse. And that's all intensifying the Dunning-Kruger effect, or people knowing just enough to think that they're experts in something they do not understand. Add in the psychology of groupthink, where people disregard evidence that refutes their group's beliefs to maintain acceptance within their group. You wind up with a society like the ghost of Sixth Sense. They're everywhere, and they only see what they want to see. And as we've seen in the Twilight Zone, that plays right into the hands of the monster.
We're gonna eat each other up alive.
Rod Serling wrote an episode called The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. In it, people feared their neighbors had been transformed into monsters, to the point that their fear and suspicion and panic transformed them into the very monsters that they imagined.
It's the monster! It's the monster!
It may be written as a satire of McCarthy's communist witch hunts, but it also speaks to the danger we face today.
You're all desperate to point some kind of a finger at a neighbor.
As Governor Cox put it, conflict entrepreneurs are taking advantage of us to enrich themselves. When you engage with or even linger on a post that enrages you, the system feeds you another and then another, until that's all you see.
And stop telling me who's dangerous and who isn't, and who's safe and who's a menace.
On Maple Street, fear, mistrust, and suspicion broke down social bonds. And as once friendly neighbors gave in to mob mentality, they were blind to the real monsters who watched it all from above.
They pick the most dangerous enemy they can find, and it's themselves.
We have to turn it off. We have to get back to community, caring about our neighbors.
See, people are inclined to believe the worst things about the people they don't like and overlook the worst things about the people they do like. And social media can encourage people to be the worst versions of themselves. Or as Rod Serling warned, suspicion can destroy, and a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout all its own. And the pity of it is, these things cannot be confined to the Twilight Zone.